Going live. Looks like it's working, maybe. I needed to move the light a little bit. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat. Shit. Sorry, guys. I've been a little rushed today. Oh, I'm sorry. I just can't stand that light. Oh, right in my glasses. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. You might have to deal with that. All right. Let's try that. Okay. That seems a little better. Okay. Hopefully, maybe. All right. And you can hear me. Perfect. All right. Well, first, I'm just going to say hi to everyone in the chat. Victor, Miss White Swan, thanks for showing up. John Kins, nice to see you. Queen Victor, always a pleasure. Jose, nice to see you. So, yeah. No, isn't that one of the best songs? I love that song that I posted here in my chat here. I posted The Killing Moon. And the reason I posted that is because it kind of has a little bit to do with some stuff I want to talk about today. I'm hoping I can even get through this because this is always because it's like stuff I've talked about some of it, but not really all of it. And now I'm just trying to get it out there in a way that people can understand me and hopefully it can help. So let's get into some of it though. So first of all, I wanted to talk a little bit about, what was his name again? Donald Marshall. I want to talk a little bit about that because I don't know if you guys remember from my previous streams about him. I'm pretty sure that me and my spiritual team did a little bit of a mission in regards to him, in regards to the specific cloning facility that he wanted blown up. And at the time, I remember expressing to you guys and saying to you, the thing that bothered me about the whole mission to begin with, though, was the fact that we weren't going to be able to stop them from abducting him. Okay. Wherever Donald Marshall is tapping into, whatever reality is that he's existing in, where this stuff is happening to him, because I do believe it's real. I do believe he's really tapping into something, even if it's not specifically this physical timeline reality place that we would with our perception here, what we would see. I do believe him. Okay. And so it kind of bummed me out because, I want to help. I really want to help. He put out that call for help. And that's how I found him, was that that message, email thing that he had written so many years ago, asking for help, discussing all the things that he was experiencing. And so I just remember at the time communicating to the people that were working with me, just okay, well, even if we destroy this one facility, they're going to be able to find you again, and they'll just move themselves to a new place, kind of, so to speak. But I still put out the prayer, I hope to God that we can find some way to protect him and to keep him from being abducted and experimented on, and all these things that they were doing to him, according to his testimony. And so I had a little synchronicities. This is the type of stuff that I pay attention to when it comes to synchronicities and things that I want to see happen in the world, so to speak. Okay. And so the synchronicity came with Faraday cage bags. Okay. So I noticed, that just recently I got an offer for, and look, we're still going to have the camera doing its thing. So that's kind of fun still, whatever. I still love the camera. I love the quality of it. So I'm okay with it moving around a little bit. So Faraday cage bags, it came to me, you know what I'm saying? This is the thing, it came out of nowhere, and suddenly it was it was on this website that I buy these other medicines off of. And so they had them on sale, and I was looking at them, and I was thinking about getting, because I was thinking about EMF and how that affects us all. And I recently had switched my light bulbs from the blue, what was it? They don't want you to have the incandescent light bulbs anymore, right? Well, I bought some and I switched it out, and I have noticed that's affected my sleeping ability. I get sleepier quicker, more easily, and I sleep better with having just, it's almost like a candlelight. It's so dim in a way, and I really like that. So I was looking in these Faraday cage bags, okay, and I was mentioning it in the Blue Flame Collective, and it just so happens that Matthew Mordian too, he had just been looking at Faraday cage bags. And then not just him, but also Miss White Swan. She mentioned that she had just been looking at Faraday cage bags. Okay. And I thought that's very interesting, because first of all, those are some of the people that I asked to come on this mission with me. Okay. So I thought that's interesting. And now the third part came. Okay. And this is why I feel like this is confirmation that we have figured out a way to help him, because out of nowhere later that day, I come across an article or post or something that Donald Marshall himself had put out saying that he was finally free because he finally found this technology that basically makes a Faraday cage around him when he sleeps. And ever since then, he has not experienced any abductions. So I was very happy for him when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? Because no one deserves to go through the things that he described. Like we know what that cult does, and yeah. So that was my confirmation on that. I just wanted to throw that out there because I thought that was interesting, right? Nice little synchronicity, right? That's what I'm saying. So I'm thinking we did help him, and I'm grateful to God and I'm grateful to Spirit for helping that man, because that's really what I've been wanting to do, right? I'm really here to try and be of service to humanity. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about, just kind of briefly, is an update on the parasite cleanse that I've been doing, because I know I've actually had a lot of people ask me about it. So I just want to let you all know how my experience with that is going. So I am on week 3. Okay, I've done 3 weeks. I'm on week 4, basically. Okay, and I've been doing this parasite cleanse, taking 5 different medications. And now for week 4, we're supposed to take a break. And I'm only supposed to do 2 antifungals, which is called fluconase, once in the morning, once in the evening. Now, I already knew this was going to be a problem for me because what they're trying to attack, that medicine, is candida and yeast. Okay. And often when parasites get cleansed, they leave spaces to where it needs to heal. And the yeast and the candida will kind of get into those spaces and they'll take over. But I already knew with the sweet tooth that I have, that it was going to be hard for me to take this medication. I've done it before and it makes me feel really, really sick. So before I even got to that week, though, it just so happens that I got super sick, like violently sick, the week before that. And that's why one of the reasons I wasn't able to go live last week, because I was still recovering from what I went through. And what didn't help is the fact that I'm pretty sure that since those parasites were taking up places and absorbing food and nutrients that I've been eating, okay, for one, edibles hit me like 3 times harder now. So I had to like pretty much almost completely cut down taking edibles, which I like had a really high tolerance for. It's like all my tolerances for different things has gone down. My appetite is really not that great right now. But even smoking cigarettes and stuff like that, it's like naturally weaning me down somehow. It's almost like those parasites were asking for me to do those things. So I'm not really, that's just what it seems like to me anyway. And I'm still getting a lot of the post-nasal drip and stuff like that. So I know that I do need to keep going with it. So when I restart it back up, like I said, I did have to listen to my body though. And I did slow down, and I only have been doing 1 of the fluconase at night because I can sleep through the nausea, that it's going to give me. Okay. Okay. So let me see if there's anything else. And just let me know in the comments, okay, under the video, if you want to get a hold of the person who I got my parasite cleanse through, because I have his Telegram chat link info and stuff like that I can gladly share with you guys, because I definitely want to help people find out different cures for things, because we, at this point, like I've even seen videos recently where they were doing a removal of a tumor. And when the video camera went close in on that tumor, you could literally see it full of parasites. Blech. Yeah, nausea is the worst feeling. Yes, definitely. Hi there, Chris, Matthew, and Nora. Nice to see you guys here. Oh, I inspired you to redo the parasite cleanse. Queen Victor, that makes me happy. Good. Yeah, because it's seriously, like, at this point, we know they've infected us. I'm just so happy that I found this stuff. I'm so happy I found a connection to get this stuff through, without having to go through the hassle of making doctor's appointments and going in and paying a copay to see a doctor and this, that, and the other thing. Okay. So the last other thing I'm going to talk about before we get into the subjects I had listed was I just wanted to give you guys a little update on my car and my teeth thing real quick, because I did reschedule. I had to reschedule. I wasn't quite ready yet. I was still looking for the lady who made my other denture. I did find her. Apparently she doesn't work anymore at the place. And so I rescheduled it that and my daughter's birthday is on the 4th, guys. My daughter turns 8 on the 4th. And I don't know what I was thinking when I made this appointment for the 3rd, that like her birthday, a birthday party, all that stuff is going to be happening that weekend, and I'm going to be like bedridden because I'm going to have all these extractions. So I'm like, no, and I can't, it takes a month to heal. Right. So I had to schedule it for the first week after I get back from the Journey to Truth conference. So I'll just be real with you guys. I felt guilty. I felt like, oh my God, I'm going to be letting down so many people though by rescheduling this, because I know people like literally like I have it marked on my calendar and I'm going to be praying for you. I'm pretty sure that was you, Queen Victor. Could be wrong. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm letting her down. Like they have this marked on the calendar for me. They're going to be praying about this one specific day. So I just humbly and kindly ask that you please switch the day for the prayer to go out to to May 22nd. Because that is when it is happening. Okay. I had to wait. All right, hold on. Thank you. Sorry about that. Okay. I'm just reading the comments real quick here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I hear you on that one. All right. All right. So last thing. Oh yeah, I think I said I was going to mention about my car. Like, I absolutely love my new car. I feel like a queen driving it. I did already have freaking issues with it already. Cannot believe it. I guess I kind of could believe it, but it was my anti-theft deterrent system. So I don't know if any of you all are out there like this, but for me, I always feel like the macrocosm equals the microcosm. So like, what is this particular situation trying to show me? What is it reflecting back to me? Like if my car is a representation of me, okay, what is this showing me? Okay, because the car was great, absolutely wonderful, runs great, big, hefty, sturdy, solid. The only thing that it was doing was not letting me start it because it was not recognizing my key, and the anti-theft deterrent system was then locking down my engine and not letting me start it. And eventually would, after a couple minutes, it'd be like, oh, okay, it's you. Okay. It's almost like it didn't recognize me as the new owner. You know what I'm saying? And so what I reflected upon with that though was, and I pretty much already knew this about myself, like my nervous system, something about my alarm system, my nervous system. Okay. And what happens when it gets triggered, it freezes up and it lets me not do anything. Right. And I could definitely see that. Okay. I could see that in me. So I'm like, okay, so we need to get this fixed. This is what God is showing me. I need to try and learn how to basically regulate my nervous system better, is what I took that as. And then the outcome of that though was, because I took it to this new mechanic that had been working with the woman who owned it before me, he uploaded my car with all sorts. So he said there were all sorts of electronic upgrades and codes from GMC that hadn't been updated in years. And so now he loaded me all up and he like recalibrated my brakes for me for free. And he did all this other stuff, and he replaced the module for the theft system. And now she is running great. She is doing absolutely wonderful. And I kind of feel the same way. I kind of feel like I got a whole bunch of new upgrades. Just even coming out here and sharing all this stuff with you guys, going through this parasite cleanse. At one point, I do want to mention this. When I got sick from the parasite cleanse, which was or something, I don't know. It was pretty violent, but I noticed I was seeing all sorts of blue spots. Okay, blue spots. And and not like normal sparkles like I've seen where your blood pressure is a little bit off and you start to see like stars, kind of a little bit sparklies. But this wasn't it. This was like blue dots, a bunch of them. And what I'm pretty sure what that is it's the third eye, right? It's the third eye decalcifying. Mhm. So that's kind of exciting to know that the parasite cleanse is doing that, you know, to know that there was still some, you know, my hair, guys. I'm going to get my bangs cut here soon. I might just have to do it myself. But okay, let's see. I'll do my best. Okay. Oh, I'm glad that you saw it, Geraldine. I did post rather late. I will tell you, I got a little thrown off today and I came out here late. I know. I was like, I'm not even posting the promo until like what, less than an hour beforehand. No one's going to see it. No one's going to show up, but people did. So I'm like, all right, well then let's do this. I do have a little clip pin, you know, I could put, but I don't know. That bothers me too, though, because then it's like it stays. I like my hair to be a little flowy right there. And that besides the point. So let's get into the other subject. Oh, look, the camera switched over for me and everything. Look at that. Okay, so let's get in to the next subject, right? This other stuff that has been going on in my mind. And granted, like I said, yeah, I hope that this is gonna play out in a way where I can link it up to the other subjects that I plan on talking about. That's really what it is. It's like it's linking up to, like I said, the things I talked about last time was I'm going to go into River Song storyline, but I'm like just try like there's three. It's like there's three pieces here that I have left to really tell, and I was just praying all week, like show me which way you want me to go, God. Like what would be the best? Help communicate through me as your vessel here, my experience in a way that's most helpful and in the right order, right? Like help me label it clearly, help me say only what needs to be said, you know, and please God, just help me say it clearly in a way that is helpful to the people here that are listening now and in the future, right? So I've been doing this, I've been meditating on it on and off all week. And so I feel like this is where I'm going to start at. So we're going to start at the point basically from the Starseed Adventure Conference, where I had my sacred marriage and rebirth, had baby version of me. Okay. And so like this is where my Soul Braid Walk-in basically I feel like completely took over in a way, you know, because that's what I had agreed to, right? Like Cassandra is still here, like the body, the experiences she went through, but it almost feels like a book. Like it's weird. It's hard to explain it. So bear with me as I try. Okay. So like, for instance, like, okay. You know, I told you like I started having feelings for the first time of what it feels like to want to have a boyfriend, to actually have that label fit on someone and it feels right. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I'll be honest with you, like we had a little bit of an argument and I immediately, it's like I had to go back and I looked at like, what happened with Cassandra's first boyfriend? You know, like what happened? And I go back, I look in the book. Okay, yep. Look what happened. Look what happened here. Like, look, same type of stuff is happening here that happened to her before. You know, and it's like, okay, so I have this book of information from the life that was lived in this body before I got into it. And that's what just seems like it's so hard for people to understand. Like, this is the first time for me experiencing all these feelings. My heart had completely died. Okay. Me feeling all these feelings right now is the first time for me. They gave me the heart of the blue fairy, you know, and they ignited that heart. And this is the first time that I've had any of these feelings before. So it's really hard for me to explain it to people when I'm also in the body of a 43-year-old woman that's had 6 kids. Okay. But like, even because the Soul Braid Walk-in happened when I was pregnant with my daughter, when I went to go have my daughter, okay, I didn't even remember or know how in the physical body to push this baby out. And the midwives are like yelling at me, like, don't get, you got to get in this one particular pose. And she was saying it like the midwife term for it. And I didn't remember the term. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing here. And they're acting like she's done this so many times before. How does she not know what she's doing? You know? And I'm like, you don't understand. You know, you don't understand. Like, this is the first time for me. Like, Cassandra died and I came to help her, you know, but this is new for me. I was reptilian hybrid, you know, our bodies didn't work the same way human bodies work. This is all new for me. So, but I digress. So let's go back. So now, okay, we've been almost like done like a reset button. Okay, we've done a reset button. And there's two versions of me in here, right? They're like, we're having these conversations. Not only is there two people in me that feel separate, okay, but there's also my new guides that stepped up and were the ones that were pushing me to start sharing my story, you know? And so they started to play a really big part in everything I was experiencing and going through. And so, like I said, when it came to human sexuality, I'd gone through a lot of spiritual work to try and clear that board off, that eraser board that was written on this body before I got into it. Okay, so we did a lot of work, and I'll be real with you. I felt like at the time it was like I didn't even understand why that, like, human body, why humans do that, right? Like, why do human beings even, why do they even want to do that thing? You know, in fact, I thought me and Cassandra before me, right? I thought like we had this understanding because I saw where she came from. I saw what she would been going through, what she had to experience, okay, when it came to human sexuality. And I was like, and she was traumatized. And I was like, you know, like, I'm never gonna have to do that. Don't worry, we're never gonna make you do that, little Cassandra. You know, you're never gonna have to. I saw what those boys did. You know, I saw what those men did. You don't ever have to do that. You don't even ever have to think about it if you don't want to. Okay. So I'm going on. I'm living my life. I'm just enjoy. It's like everything is new. Like I said, but I'll be real with you guys. Okay. And this is where it's kind of embarrassing a little bit, but also like, this is just the truth. So I would be sitting there and this like image would come into my mind, and it was like a sexual thing. It was like a sexual act. And I'm just like, wow, okay, like what was that? And it was almost like this sexual image. It was just like haunting me. And I'm just like, what is that all about? And so I'm looking back and I'm trying to do the inner work, and I'm trying to go back to the parts of me as the inner child, you know, like because that's what it felt like it was coming from. It felt like it was coming from a past childhood experience. And so I went and I'm looking back, and yeah, I connected to this one experience, and it happened to be when she was, let's see, 4, I think, 4 or 5, maybe. And she used to get dropped off at this babysitter house. Okay, and the babysitter had 2 sons. Okay, and just like this is like how young the young mind, right? So what was happening was they were playing a game of GI Joe. All right, and I wanted to be the pretty girl. Okay, which was, I think it was Jean Grey. She had red hair. I just remember she had big, pretty red hair, and I wanted to be that character. And they wouldn't let. They said, "You can be that character, but only if you go into the closet with us." This one of the boys go in the closet with you. Like, what for? You know? But I was young and curious still too. Like we're children. They were children too. They were only like a year or two older than me. And so we go into the closet, and before anything could happen, really, okay, we get our parents came in. My mom was there to pick me up or whatever, and so the parents came in and they caught us. And of course, how do you think the parents responded? You know, they're catching their children in there. They're doing something. They're taking their clothes off. You know, they're playing doctor, so to speak. You know, like, do you think that they were able to reassure a little child that there was really nothing wrong with this? Like, this was a normal thing to be feeling, but this wasn't the appropriate time or age for you to be doing something like that? You know, like, it seems like a lot of the childhood experiences that I look back on, it's like the first couple times, like, I ever experienced sexual energy in this body, it was immediately shamed and came across like rejection at the same time. And so now I'm figuring it out. Okay. Like, yes, Cassandra, they're showing me that image. This is reminding me of what we were going to be doing in the closet. I'm like, you don't worry. I see what they did. I see what those boys were wanting you to do in exchange for that, you know, and it's okay. I'm here for you. I'm here to bring you comfort on that. But I needed to listen a little closer, see, because that wasn't the issue, because that didn't stop it. That didn't stop it from happening. So what I realized was that the issue wasn't that she didn't want to do those things. The issue was that she wanted to, and she felt ashamed for having wanted to. So now I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. I get it. I see it. So human bodies have needs. They have physical intimacy needs. And now that I realize that me and Cassandra aren't exactly on alignment on this, now I'm realizing, okay, so I did all this work to clear that. Okay. And thinking like, okay, I could go to this, I don't know, live in this certain way where that's not a factor, right? I can find a way to have a relationship without that, right? But no, I think that's actually pretty pivotal in human connections when it comes to human pair bonding. So I had to come to terms with the fact that, okay, well, that means I'm going to have to be the one to do that. That means I'm going to have to be the one to go through with that because I'm the one in the body now. Okay. But again, this is the first time for me. This is first time everything for me here. And now I'm like, okay, so I'm like, well, it's definitely not going to be like those other times. It's definitely not going to be like any of those other times that I can look back and I can see what she experienced. And it didn't even look fun. I don't even I'm trying to reach back into a memory where I could actually feel into the memory, you know what I'm saying? And know, what is this going to be like? What's this experience going to be like? And it's like, it was so far back ago that I didn't even have a memory that I could grab onto to try and feel into, to see, okay, this is what it feels like to experience that in a way that is positive and joyful and loving and all the things that it's supposed to be. Right. So I'm like, okay, well, we're going to go through with this, and we're going to do all this, then it's definitely going to have to be my way. It's going to have to be the right way. God's going to have to line it up. And I'm going to trust God for sure when it comes to this. All right. And I'm going to trust that he brings me the experience that is going to fulfill this need, fulfill this desire to know what it's like to share in love with another human body like that. Because quite honestly, human bodies are very disgusting. I'm sorry, but having to take care of it, the fluids, the eating, the peeing, the pooping, all of the stuff, it's just oh. But I digress again. Okay, let's go forward though. So I'm I'm going to get used to this. We're going to do this. Cassandra, I'm here to take care of her too. I'm here. I made a promise to her. She gets to come along with us, for this ride here. So that's who we're trying to make dreams come true for here as well. That's what will inspire her to fulfill her mission, right? That was the purpose. That was the point of this. So I'm sorry. I want to look at the chat, but I don't want to get thrown off yet. So I promise I will look after I get through this part of it. Okay. So, what I did was I made a creation spread. Okay. I'd started doing this already for other events. Okay. And I'd seen really cool results from it. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of just little tiny desires that I wanted to have fulfilled did get fulfilled. For instance, I'll just give a tiny little one. One that I was very specific about was when I went to ESETI for the first time. This was when Corey Good was still a big thing and a cool thing, I guess you could say. And I wanted Corey Good to notice my hair color and to compliment me on my hair color. That was one of the things. That was just one of them. Okay. And when I was there, I was sitting in a seat in front of him. And I could hear him talking to Ben Chastain behind me. And he was saying to Ben, "Who's that girl right there?" And he's like, "Oh, that's at the time I was still Cassandra, I'm pretty sure. Oh, that's Cassandra." And he was like, "I really like her hair. It's a really cool hair color." And I was like, "Oh my God, that's so cool. That's so wonderful." So that's just one of the little things. So I'm going to make this creation spread for this conference that I was going to go to. Right. And we're going to give Cassandra a beautiful, wonderful, romantic relationship experience at this place. This is my part of what I'm weaving into this in hopes of it, because there's never any guarantee. Never a guarantee. So we're putting that in there. I have this whole creation spread lined up. I remember I had gotten a little man, a little doll type figurine, and I put it there in front of this um, glowing rose that lit up behind it. So like they had this light that came from behind it of this little doll figure I had. And I had all these little, just beautiful little trinkets and everything like that. And as I'm making it, like I'm using the songs and I'm imagining the things that I would want. But mostly I'm just telling God, like, I trust you to guide me in this. So, and of course I had my guides, my new guides with me, which I was just still getting used to and getting to know. So, excuse me. Okay. So we get to this event. Okay. And as I'm getting ready to leave, I'm getting on this plane to go to this event. Okay. I already have now at this point a relationship with my own body to where, and my guides and stuff, to where like if something is going on and I can stop it and ask for like, no, I don't want that to happen. Let's change it. So this is what I had to stop happen right off the bat. I was about to start my period right before I go to this conference. I'm like, hell no, am I starting my period before I go to this conference, guys? Like, you're going to have to stop this. I'm not going to be a miserable wreck, like crampy and moody the whole time. So we're going to have to stop that. And so my guides basically said, my new guide said, okay, well, if you do that, there's only one other way to stop that. There's only one way to stop that at this point. I was like, okay, well, what? They're like, we have to make you ovulate again. I already know now, though. I already know at this point what ovulation does to a human body. Okay. That's why I'm saying, you guys, I don't think many people realize until either they get into menopause. Okay. Or I don't know. I don't know how you guys don't realize this. It literally controls you. It's like the chariot in tarot. Okay. It's like when those sex hormones come involved and you become this chemical bag of just sexual hormones wanting to procreate, it takes over. And it literally, in fact, the study I saw one time actually said that women will choose different men depending on when they are in their cycle. Like, so it'll make you choose. Okay. It's basically the men that women were likely to choose during ovulation were men that were maybe not as reliable, like emotionally wise, like stability wise. Like women go for the more like adventurer, hunter, type of. I'm not giving a good example of what I'm exactly referring to, but I feel like you guys are going to understand what I'm saying with this. Okay. So it was basically showing that like women will choose a completely different partner. And I know for a fact that pheromones are a real thing, and how someone smells to you is a big factor in if you can procreate and make children that will be healthy. I know that. Okay. So like the nose knows, and the body will drive you because it's literally an animal body, and it's going to do what animals like do. You see cats and stuff, they go through it too. It's like, so anyway, so now they're like, you're going to be ovulating. I'm like, oh God, like this, I'm going to have to like control myself. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what this is going to be like, because men act different when I ovulate too. That's the thing. This is why I would stay at home when I was ovulating, because men act differently. They just get a little bit more wild. Okay. Now I'm like, now I'm going to go throw myself into this type of environment. And like, what is this going to be like? And oh, wow. Can't believe I'm telling all this. And they basically said, because it was from Scott Pilgrim versus the World, their band was called the Sex Bomb. And they said, you're basically going to be a sex bomb. And I was like, oh my God. Okay. What does that mean? Well, I figured out what it meant when I got there. And like I said, men acted very differently. Okay. And I basically, I felt great. I was having a wonderful time. Right. But a couple days into it, and there was nothing real exciting happening, so to speak, And so I decided to go on a walk. It was nighttime. And, this was at East City. So there's a beautiful mountain, there's a beautiful full moon. And I'm walking. And out of nowhere, there's this shadow comes out from these lights from where the bathrooms and the picnic tables were, right? This man comes out from the shadows, and he comes forward, and I'd seen him around, And he looked exactly like the doll that I put in the creation spread. So I'm like, that's interesting. I noticed that. Not only that, but literally the doll was in front of these glowing lights, just like the lights from where he had been coming forward. And so he's like, do you care if I join you on this walk? And I said, I'll go. Yeah, sure. Come along. Let's go. And so we're walking, and he has a joint, or I had a joint. One of us did. So we start smoking. And now we're on this trail, and it's beautiful, so beautiful. And this is why I posted the song that I posted earlier today, because at this point in my life, this song was a song I was listening to a lot. And so that's exactly what it felt like in this moment. Was I was realizing that this song also was a heart song for this event. And so, like I said, the moon was big, full, and bright, and it was literally shining, like so bright that you could see. How how when it's like so bright, it's almost like obviously it is a dim sunlight, but you could see more than you usually do at night. And so I'm standing there with this guy, and he says to me, let me see how he said, basically something. I'm like trying to remember the exact words, because I remember the words really stuck out, and I was like, that is really interesting that you asked this that way. And he was like, could I be so bold as to kiss you? That is what he said. And I just look up at this moon, and I look at this beautiful mountain and this area, and I'm just like, is this some fucking movie or something? Like, I'm like, I'm like, is this real life? Like, you just tell me we're just at a picture perfect blue, like a moon, and like this beautiful area, and now with a handsome guy, and you're gonna ask to kiss me like a gentleman? Like, I said, sure. What else do I got to do? Right? What else do I got to do? And so I did. And at this point, this is like the first time that's ever happening for me. And I was like, oh, this is good. This is right. Because this is like the dream kiss. This is my compass kiss. This is what it's supposed to feel like. If it doesn't feel like this, then I know that it's not the right feeling. Right? Because I need that. I need to know what I'm looking for, so to speak. What it's supposed to feel like. Because obviously, from everything I've opened up to you guys about, even with last week, it's like so many times I've been living a life and taking actions based on living accordance to other people's hearts, feelings, and not my own. And so now we're changing that story. We're changing that narrative, that neural loop, that no, we're doing what I want to do now. And this is in this, and he didn't make me feel pressured or anything at all. And, and so we kissed and we started hanging out pretty much every day after that. And I remember even one of my friends, she was like, wow, like he's really courting you. Like he didn't pressure me for nothing. We didn't do really much of anything. And I'll be real with you. I'll just admit it, till the last night. Yes. We'll be getting to that part of it, because there's some interesting things that happened right before this, right? So we're hanging out, and like this is how special, like I could tell they went out, like this creation spread, this working with my guides, they really did give me the most beautiful and romantic experience I could ever even have imagined. Okay, so at one point I'm hanging out with this man and we're having a great time, and I'm not joking, it was like spirit, literally someone over here, like literally went, I could hear a record player went, how it was, when they moved the needle to put the song on, right? It was like, and a song started to play. And it was so loud in my head that I was like, this is so funny, because this is spirit playing the song. And I'll tell you what the song was. It was Baby, I'm Yours by Mama Cass. Okay. So we get around to things, last night comes, like this is my opportunity here, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Like I knew when I go home, like any opportunity like this is not even possible for me. So if we're going to help Cassandra have this experience, if we're going to show the new child what it's like, okay, like then I'm going to have to walk her through this and show her this, right? And so the moment came, and this is where it got a little tricky. This is when it got a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be, right? Because there's two people here. They both have their own feelings, you know? Like one feels like a child, daughter, right? One feels like a wife, you know? And so now, because like I said, like I'd always wanted to know, I felt like getting married to someone should make you feel different. You should feel different. These, like baptism, if you get saved, it should feel different. And like I said, I felt different after this. I felt that inside me. And it felt like that with this new guy that I had. Okay. It felt like he was like the husband figure in a way, even though I was not wanting to accept that at the time. I was like not believing that any of this was really, really real, you know, because I wanted more proof at the time. And so now I'm in this situation, I'm in this position where I can have this experience of what it's like for humans to connect in this intimate way. And it was a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be because, like I said, I had these two conflicting feelings inside me. You know, it's like, for one, the new child version of me, right? Like, she's like nervous. Like, what is this going to be like? I don't even know. Like it feels like it might feel good, but I'm not really sure. You know, and then we got this other part of me, you know, that felt like the wife, that felt like I don't even want anyone else. Like, how am I going to give myself away like this? You know? And that is when my guide made his presence known. His presence known. See, because that's the thing. And I feel like I might get this a little bit, I might not communicate this well enough sometimes, is that I have to be in a certain frequency. I have to be in a certain state for the most part in order to have that dialogue that I have with my guides. Right? And so it's like, it's not like when I'm going through life and I'm with other people and having experiences, my guides, they tone it down and they don't really talk unless there's something major happening, and then they will jump in, they'll shout, whatever. And so I'm in this moment and I'm having this struggle inside of myself. And now my guide comes and he basically says, you know, that's part of what I'm here. I'm like, what are you doing here? Like, can't you see I'm like in the middle of something? Like, this is not the time for you to be here right now. They're like, that's why I came though. I'm here to help you with this. I'm here to absolve you of feeling guilty about that, of feeling bad about this, because I see what's in your heart and I know what you want, you know? And so just like when I'd had the sacred marriage and I had to agree to it, right? I had to say yes in order for the process to get started or whatever. He basically said, like, this is why I'm here, and I want to show you something. Now, one thing that I forgot to mention is that earlier that day, when I was walking with this man that I was with now, I was holding his hand, and spirit, just like when you pair Bluetooth, right? And you sometimes you'll hear it, it'll go pairing. It'll say that, right? You ever have those electronic devices where you go to pair it and it'll go pairing? And so I was holding his hand, and literally that's what my guide said pairing. And I wanted to rip my hand away. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Because like at this point in my life, I'm like, I'm not ready to like commit to anyone. What do you mean pairing? Like, I'm not trying to pair myself with one person right this minute. I don't even know what I want for sure, you know? And they said, don't fight it. I have something special for you. I want to show you something. So, okay. I didn't fight it. Didn't pull my hand away. Now I'm in this moment with this man last night, and now I know why we had to do the pairing. Okay, because it is possible when humans are together, I see now, for human pair bonding. Like, you can be together, not just on a physical level. You can be together on another level, on a spiritual, on an energetic level. And when you can line those up to be in both those places at the same time, my God, now that's beautiful. That's magic. You know, that feeling, that ecstasy, that being one with someone, And so I got to see that it's actually a really beautiful experience, that people can connect like this, and it's not as bad as I thought it might be, and I was so grateful for it. I was so thankful. Like, okay, I see what you wanted to show me now. And now I know how pivotal it is, okay, when it comes to finding a companion, okay, that the pair bonding, there's lots of things that can interfere with it. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of times people will even like be together and they're not even frequency aligned. And I know this because I had an opportunity, quite honestly, to be with this man some years later. Okay. Only it was nothing near the same. It was same man, different experience completely. I was like, what is this? Like, this isn't anything like what we experienced before. And I know what it was. It was because the pair bond was a temporary one. We temporarily pair bonded me to that man so I could experience what it was like to make love in the physical. And so on top of all that, okay, realizing this now, because it's not like, that's the thing. Okay, so now I realized, okay, it's not that bad. I'm willing to do this. All right. And it reminded me of, that scene from Interview with a Vampire, okay, where they turn the little girl into a vampire, right? They turn her and she has her first taste, and then she sits up and she's like, I want more, and I'm like, whoa, okay, hold on, slow down. Yes, we're willing to do this now. I would like some more of that, but it's still got to be right. It's still got to be with the right person. It still can't just be anyone. And I'm like, I think that's another thing. That's one of the biggest problems for people with long distance relationships, because you have to reinforce the pair bond. If you don't reinforce the pair bond, the link won't happen properly. Yeah. There's something else I was going to mention. Trying to think into it. Trying to think if there's anything I missed. Yeah, I think that might have been all of that part of it. No, I remember now. Okay, so after this event, I go home. Obviously, it didn't work out with me and this guy and that was the thing. I'm like, well, what's going to happen with me and this guy now? I'm asking my guides, right? They're like, just wait, like, just go with your feelings, trust your heart, trust your gut. And eventually, yeah, it's like, that anti-theft deterrent system in me was like, lock up, lock. No, like he did one little thing, triggered me, locked up, not ready yet. Still needed more healing. And I was definitely willing to do that. So now, though, I'm back at home. I've had this beautiful experience. Now I feel like not only the wedding happened, but the marriage night happened, because that's what it felt like. That's what it feels like when it happened. And so now I'm praying to God, and I'm just saying to God, like, now that I'm in this situation, I prayed and I just said, okay, then. I said, I ask for a space to be made for me. I said, if all this is real, I'm always looking for confirmation. If all this is real, okay, and that was a marriage, and then I have this baby that's this new version of me, then I humbly request that you please make space for me. Because the first heart wish that I made, like, I want, I made that heart wish, that keystone heart wish, to go back in time and find and be with this one man. It's like, I prayed. I just said, I want to be able to see it. If I really had a helping hand in that, please, I want to be able to just sit in the presence of these people and to watch them, because they're what I'm basing my foundation on. They're what I'm basing this template on, and on top of it, I have this baby version of me. I said, please, she needs to be able to sit in your presence. I prayed for this space to be made for me. And I do find it rather interesting that of all the dreams I had, okay, that they said my wedding reception was 9/17, 9/17. Well, if I look back, and is there anything that might be significant as far as a space made for me on 9/17, the year after this all happens? Yeah. Yep. There was a space made for me to come and sit and be able to be with my soul family, the people that I love the most in this world, you know, the people who helped me become what I am here, be able to talk to all you guys. And I was so grateful. And at this point, it was, I don't know how else to put it other than it was exciting. It was just like, my life felt magical. It felt like a fairy tale. It felt like, wow, like, I can't believe this thing happened to me. And, I have God with me now, and I have this new guide here with me, and they make me feel so loved and so cared about. And, I'm the luckiest woman alive. I'm the luckiest woman alive. It's got to be what this feels like, because I feel like I am the luckiest woman alive to be having all these experiences and have all these requests that I make that just keep getting fulfilled. And I'm just like mind blown, in awe of the Creator and his abundance, mercy, love, care. Because, I would just ask, when this is happening, I'm like literally like crying. I'm just like, why? And they always say the same thing: because I love you and I want you to be happy. I love you and I want you to be happy. I've never felt any ill intention coming from this guide of mine, and they've led me so far. I see it as a completely separate entity than anyone here with me in this timeline right now. That's separate. I see that as how I've been looking at it this whole time. It's like the daughter looks at the person in this lifetime. Okay, as that. All right. I hope that made sense. I know there was something else I wanted to say, but we're going to get to the next part actually next week, because I want to get onto the tarot spreads now. And I want to look at the chat real quick. So the next part that I'm actually going to get into, that I'm not starting today, but I will be getting into it. There's 2 more things left. Like I said, there's 3 parts left, right? So that was 1. All right. I think number 2 is going to be, it's going to be River Song. It's got to be River Song, because I've been putting so much study time into it this past 2 weeks. Actually, because her storyline is so fucking big. And so I have to really weed out which parts are important to me and which parts do I not need to bring into it, because it doesn't add to the story, doesn't add to help elaborate my story more and how I am experiencing things. So, and then that and the Wicked Stepmother, and then it will have wrapped up, because there's some things that I have to talk about, guys. Okay, there's some things, some experiments, perhaps you could say, that I've done that I want to get into on, like, this is what I was capable of doing. So therefore, you might be capable of doing this too, Right, is there anything else? I just feel like there's like something else hanging out here in the background. It won't come forward. What is it though? I don't know. Let's take a breath though, because damn, I don't have my water here. That is the other thing I want to mention about the parasite cleanse. Non-stop dry mouth. Horrible dry mouth. Lips super dry. Like, I'm drinking so much water and I can't get it to not be dry. Okay. So I'm just going to briefly look at the chat here. I want to thank everyone for being here with me today. What's really fucked up is that I only just found out that there were all these comments underneath all my videos that I had not been seeing. Like, I expected YouTube to notify me when I get a message. They usually do. But I went into my creator studio and I found all of these freaking comments from people that I had completely just ignored and missed. I felt so bad about it. I went and tried to hurry up and catch up with them real quick. But yeah, on that note, if you could please kindly hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. And if you are not subscribed to my channel and you are just joining me here for the first time, please consider subscribing. I'm still trying to work my way up to that 1,000 so I can do my lives from my phone. But even if it never happens, it's okay, because I do enjoy this. I enjoy coming and talking here like this with you guys. You know? Okay. Yeah, Queen Victor, women will go for bad boys at certain times in their cycles. I know, it's true though. It's so fucking true. I couldn't believe the study that I read. And you know, not only that, did you know that depending on how long a man has been away from his partner will, it depending on how long you've been away, will affect the amount of sperm he releases. Like he'll release like 10 times more amount of sperm if he's been away from her for a couple days than if he had been with her every single day. It's kind of fun. Like it's like millions of them difference wise. It's kind of crazy. You know? No. I hope I do get there, Queen Victor. Let's pull the fortune cookie. Let's pull the fortune cookie. So I guess, long story short, what I want to help, what I want you guys to take away from part of what I just shared just now is that, because I don't think I said this directly specifically, and I wanted to, because what I realized is that sexual shame often, okay, that like things from childhood, the sexual shame carries over, and you won't even know that that's what's happening. You'll just continue to feel it, not even recognizing that that's where it's coming from, you know, and that because I mean, think about it, as children, adults, it's such an uncomfortable subject, children's sexuality, you know what I'm saying? The fact that children can have sexual energies inside of their body and feel that, and how do you direct them without making them feel ashamed of themselves for feeling those feelings? Because I definitely was made to feel like I was dirty and I was bad, and that wasn't okay. That wasn't allowed. You know? And so now I'm the adult responsible left to go back to my younger self and to correct that and tell her, no, that is so beautiful. It's so beautiful to have those types of feelings inside of you. You know, you didn't know what to do with them then because you were too young to even know, because it wasn't, your body wasn't at that age where you should naturally be led to do the things, you know, that will be in accordance and in correspondence with your age. You know, so now I'm having to go back and I've talked to quite a few people about these types of experiences in childhood and feeling like, especially if it involves coercion or molestation in any type of way, you know, because the body, when it feels pleasure, it's still going to feel that pleasure. If something is happening that's not violent or anything, you know, and so it feels so confused because it's like it felt good, but it also felt like a betrayal. You know, it's like, how do we correct that? Because the whole world has been seeded with this type of energy to try and stop people from being able to heal about this properly, and letting this virus of sexuality hurting children thrive still. You know what I'm saying? And it's because, for one, it's an uncomfortable subject. For two, we know the cult, they thrive off of this energy of inverting God's most sacred and innocent and beautiful things. You know, it's like, so yeah, that is currently what I'm doing. I am literally just asking God to bring me the information, the stories, the experiences from other people that I need to help me in my understanding of human sexuality, and how to heal it and make it healthy again, and help people be able to find out, because it is physical. The body it's a need. It's not a want. It's a need. It needs to be taken care of physically. And being part of a adult human being, that is part of it. You know, not saying it's easy to find, you know, that type of connection, but we got 5 fortune cookies here left, and I feel like I want to take this one. Do I want to take that? All right, one more time. I'm not going to look. I'm going to take 1, 2, 3. This one. I bet it was the one. I don't know. We'll find out. Oh, hi, Sandy. Yeah. All right. Wait. What? Yes. Okay. What does the collective need to hear? Let's see what we get today. Wow, guys. We got a good one. You'll experience the depths of love and joy. You'll experience the depths of love and joy. Beautiful thing. Yay. Woo! We've almost made it through. Okay. Let's see how long we've been going. Oh, only an hour. That's good. Yeah. See, I wanted to honestly get into River Song a little bit today too, but that we'd be here for another hour on that one or more because, yes. Because, her and the doctor's timelines are the most timey-wimey timelines. And that's the hard part about it, is trying to do it in a linear fashion. But like I said, they kept showing me an image of River Song telling everyone, the doctor, Amy Rory, who she really was. The day that I gave my live stream presentation on my keystone, which if you haven't listened to that, you can go back and find it. Okay. Because that's what I feel like life is all about. It's about building your belief system in yourself. The stronger your belief system in yourself, the more capable you are of breaking any human limitations to using psychic abilities. Like our own mind is really the limit. It's truly it's amazing. So let's get into this reading. All right, guys. Okay, good. Okay. I'm glad you said that, Victor. Yes, I'm going to start. So I am going to start where the doctor and River Song first meet, right? And they first meet in the library with the Vashna Narada taking all the people. Yeah, so we're going to start there and then we're going to go forward. Let me know if that sounds good. I'm glad you know the storyline already, Victor, because maybe I can actually bounce things off you. See if just to help me out in getting this storyline straight. Okay, but now I'm going to tune into the actual cards. I'm going to clear my space here. I had a lot to go through me just now. It's all that talking. Now we're going to drop it all. I had a lot happen today, actually. So I'm going to have to drop it all. Drop it. Yeah. Okay. For the collective. What does Spirit want the collective to hear? What does Spirit want the collective to hear? Oh, you've seen it? You haven't seen it in a while? That's all right. Okay. Okay. What does Spirit want to tell the collective? First card. First card. Boom. Woo. First card we got is the Nine of Cups. This guy's been showing up a bit lately. As you can see, this guy seems pretty jolly. Perhaps he has experienced the depths of love and joy. More than likely he has, because this is why he is so full. He is so overfull even of emotions, to the point where it's like, it's time to dump some of those out, because that's the thing. He's you clearly tell he's overeaten some, right? Okay. But overall, I'm not getting a bad feeling from this card at all. I'm not getting it's just like, okay, like this always reminds me of the moon too. So I think it's funny we talked about the killing moon in that song being part of the event that I manifested my first romantic experience at, right? We got that red circle there on the throat. So it's like a fully activated throat chakra here. Mm-hmm. Like, where's the story? Like a coat of arms. You know, it's like what you speak is literally, oh my gosh. Okay. Let me see if I can get this out right. Okay. It's almost like if God is the all and the nothing, right? And everything exists as one thing inside him. And then we pull it into the void over here with us. Okay. And it's just an energy. Okay. The only way that we can actually see the shape of that energy is if we start throwing labels onto it. So it will show its shape to us, so to speak. Okay. And so it's those labels that basically clothe the energy to let us see what it is, so to speak. Okay. So this person, okay, this energy of the collective here is like they're able to show themselves based on the words that they speak to people. You know, it's like they're literally created themselves from it. Granted, I definitely feel very connected to that, and also is clearly, especially right now after what I've been talking about, but we're all connected. Just remember that. Like if you're here in this live stream with me, you are definitely soul family, part of the collective, a powerful being, and this is what we are experiencing, but in our own ways, our own unique ways. Okay. So this is a wish fulfillment card. All right. You're getting your wish. It's a very joyful, emotional time. Let's pull the next card. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Next card. For the collective. Yeah. Tell us more about this Nine of Cups for the collective. Whoop. Look who came back. Because we're not done. That's why. This is for me. For me, this is because we're not done yet. And we have 2 more parts, right? So, but for you, again, I feel like the best description for this feeling, because it came out, both of these cards actually came out in another reading I did just yesterday. And the feeling that I'm really getting from this card now too is that it reminds me of, and I heard someone else say this recently. I'm trying to remember who I heard say this recently. It's like when a train car in motion, right? It's like once something has started, okay, it's like sometimes it's like there's like it's going now, okay? It's like one car started, 2 car, now it's all going. It's like there's nothing, like it's going too fast now. You can't stop. Okay, you can't stop. All right, so you have to go through all these things in your mind. This is all thoughts. Okay, this is just things that are on your mind, maybe keeping you up at night. Maybe there's just, I mean, and just even the world, and look at what it is, all of the different things that are coming at us all the time on the news and all that. Like it's almost like half of the world maybe feels like it got its wish. You know, Trump was president. Half of the world feels like it got its wish, and then the other half feels like, wow, this is a fucking nightmare. Like, when am I going to wake up from this? Okay, like, can I please just finish this? You know, all these negative thoughts in my head. Let's do one more. Let's do one more card. See the final part. This is for the collective energies for the next week out. Tell me. Oh, last part. Last part for the collective. Yeah. Okay. I got it. Yep. 6 of Pentacles. You are fully invested in whatever it is now. So just know whatever it is that you are going forward into right now. See, I also feel like this is also the Mercury retrograde. Like, it could make for communications just a little bit more trickier. Again, this is about communications. Okay. But for this, like, finances, right? Like, Pentacles usually have to do with material goods, money, especially considering we got this like scale going on right here. So this is like a money man. So it is kind of ironic considering we're at tax season, right? Tax return season. So it's like, I'm just hearing what you put in is what you're going to get out. Like, what you put in is what you're going to get out. Just know that. Like, but you have to, So if you want a lot out of it, you have to put a lot into it. Okay. I just keep noticing all these, again, these little sword shapes over here on the cloak. As you can see, it's like they're there too. So cloaked in words. But there's more going on here. I'm just going to look at this a little bit more. Stand on the pillar of truth and justice is what I'm also hearing, because I don't know why, but they're showing me that this pillar right here is like the pillar of truth and justice. Stand solid and firm against that. Okay. For people who perhaps are needing loans, okay, now would be the time to do that. Like if maybe you're worried about needing some loan of some sort or whatever, don't be afraid to go out there and get that loan, because it's a good sign that you'll get that wish and you'll be granted that. And also on the flip side, this could represent you being asked to have someone give someone a loan. Like someone may ask that of you too. And just know, again, what you put in is what you get out. Just be careful. Like, do you know who it is that you're giving to? You know, make sure it's treated like a business transaction, because things can get really mucky and weird when, especially if it has to do with family members or anything like that. Okay. If someone's asking you for a loan. Okay. I like that reading. Yeah. Oh, let me see what you. 9 of Cups and 9 of Swords. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 2 9s. And then the 6. Oh, my God. 3 9s. That's definitely like 3 9s. Yeah. Wow. I'm going to have to look up that angel number later. I'm glad that you pointed that out. And you're doing your returns tomorrow, Victor? That's funny. Oh, my God. So, well, I don't know if it's causing you any stress or not, Brayden, to be 3 years behind. But that could, I mean, for me, that would put me in that situation. You know, like for me, this was like, am I good today? This was me. Am I going to do my stream or not? There's so much to say. I don't know if I'm going to be able to say it all. Oh my God. Like my stream today. But here I am. I did it. I got my wish. I did it. Yes. Let's pull, I'm actually still feeling like pulling some cards. So let's do one of the oracle cards. And then if there's one person who wants me to do a reading for them in the chat, I will. Maybe 2 tops, but I'll do, because I'm not done yet. I'm having fun. Like I'm warmed up now. Okay, let's do an oracle card, and then if there's any, like I said, that just if you would like a little small reading, I'll pull for you. But let me know. Okay, so let's get out my favorite cards. I got 2 favorite cards. My fairy oracle ones. Healing with the Fairies, Fairy Godmother. Or I really like the Sacred Sea. Okay, we got 3. We got 3 to choose from. Okay. 1, 2, or 3. First person to put a number 1, 2, or 3 in the chat, I will do one of these ones. Sacred Sea? Okay, Sacred Sea. Geraldine got you guys. Sacred Sea. Oh, there was 2 people that wanted the Sacred Sea. That's good. Next time we'll do 2. Okay. All right. Oh, I'm excited. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm pumped. I'm ready. Let's see what Spirit has to tell us. I'm real excited now. Like I'm telling you, the more I empty out the space inside me, the stronger my psychic abilities get. The stronger the connection I feel to nature and God. And all of you here, honestly, it's been making emotions a lot harder to ignore from other people. Like I'm much more sensitively affected now. Just like with that edible tolerance change, like emotional energies have really been getting to me lately. In the name of the one, the creator of love and light, I do humbly request that you please assist me in pulling this oracle card for the collective. So this is for anyone here now or in the future. What does the collective need What did we do here? Boop. Okay, we got the sacred fish spirit. Let me show it to you. I just got to get the book. Sorry. Okay, so number 35, the sacred fish spirit, surrender to simplicity. Mm-hmm. Pretty. All right, let's read what the message is. Mm-hmm. Wow, almost the last card. It's the second to the last card in the deck. Okay. Okay, so the affirmation is, I surrender to the smallness of my life as I am part of the greater whole of humanity. I am open to connecting with my community, more to honor my purpose and remain aware and humble of who I am and why I came to earth. When I see fish or hear the word fish, I will remember this. Okay. I like that. So when you say the word fish, just know now, it's your affirmation. That's right. You will remember that little affirmation. Okay. Okay. So let's see. The sacred meaning, simplicity in living. Awaken a new perspective of your life. Your purpose is linked to collaboration and community. Live moment to moment. Honor the little moments. Humble awareness, surrender. The sacred message is that the sacred fish spirit has the message, I am surfacing from the deepest reef of the sacred sea to guide you and honor you on your journey. You are being asked to create purpose for yourself and your life in simplicity of your day. Your breath, your food, your home, your bed, and your laughter. It is in your smallest moments, just as one fish is to one moment, when all moments link together as a school of fish does. These small moments add up to the sum of your life experience. The consciousness of these mundane actions and experiences can change your entire perspective of what life is and what you came to earth for. That is beautiful. It makes me think of quite honestly, it makes me think of this lifetime I had as a squid, a glowing squid being, a bioluminescent squid deep in the ocean. Mm-hmm. It was one of the first real visions in a meditation I had. I linked to this squid being that I was, and apparently the last days of my life, I floated up to the surface of the water, and I was used to staying down in the dark deep. I had never seen the light before. I'd never seen light. And apparently I found out some years later on that when these types of creatures die, when they start to die, they can't keep their buoyancy down deep anymore, and they automatically they do start to rise up to the surface, and that's why you'll see them at the top of the water after they have passed. And I remember going through the meditation, and I rose all the way up to the top of the ocean, and I saw the sun for the first time. And as that being, I equated that sun with God and God's love, the warmth being God's love. And I left that physical vessel and went on to the next phase of the journey and the consciousness ladder. There is a whole sacred sea ritual here for this, but I don't think we're going to read all that part because yeah, no, it's like it's giving you like an actual like guided meditation here. So we're not doing that part of it. Anyway, I hope that helped. I am still willing to do one more reading if someone wanted one. Yes, it was blue. Yeah, the bioluminescent blue color. Yep. Mm-hmm. You know how you see it in the oceans and stuff when they have those creatures that have that bioluminescence. It's like bright neon blue. Mm-hmm. I used it like hair. Isn't that funny? I'm like that again. Uh-huh. So funny. Okay. All right. If no one asks, then I'm gonna head on out in a second. Oh, wait, someone said they like a reading. I like one, but others might want a reading before me. I see you, Victor. I see you, Victor. Okay. Yeah, yes, that's exactly what I was referring to, Victor. I've seen the bioluminescence in the water. Yeah. For Victor. Okay. All right. For Victor. What does Spirit want to tell Victor? Oh, I can tell Spirit's coming through. I'm starting to get heated. Starting to get warmed up. Okay. Okay, here we go. For Victor White. For Victor White. Here we go. First card. The Sun. I do love this card. This is a really good card to get. This is signaling success. Okay, first and foremost, this is the bright, shining spotlight of success. The light of truth coming to aid you. The thing about the sun is, though, you have to remember that when you shine a bright light on something, you know, sometimes, like for instance, with the sun, you can get sunburned, right? You can get burned by the truth. It can be a little too intense. So if you're going to spread that truth, if you're going to share that part of yourself, just realize, like, if you come in too intense, it could possibly burn things. You know, you want to keep that in mind. Okay. But it's really a positive, like it's a heavy hitting energy card. It's definitely positive when it comes to abundance and creation and new life. Like the sun is trying to show you something. Like they're telling me something about where your sun placement is astrologically too. They want you to pay attention to that. Okay, let's go to the next part though. This next part for Victor. Stop. Yeah. Okay. Next part of the message. Oh. All right, we got the King of Rods. Okay. So we got the sun shining on you here, light of truth behind you, and it looks like it is shining upon this King of Rods character. So who is the King of Rods? Well, he is definitely he's an action-oriented man for sure. He's swift at making decisions. It looks like he's got an open third eye, so that's nice and clear. But he needs actions to take. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about a fire card, a fire sign. You know, like fire needs to burn. So just trying to see if there's anything else they're going to tell me specifically about it. It's like he sees something he wants and he wants to go after it, is what I'm feeling. Like that bird is pointing the direction. Like he's like, I want that, and I'm going to go for. I'm thinking about going for it. I'm feeling like, you know, he's got the rod, and he's like, I'm thinking about going for it. But because he's a king character, it's like, because the knights are like on their journey, right, to find themselves, to become their fullest version of whatever suit that is. Well, this guy is already a king. He's already has this maturity about him. Okay, this which is weird because I'm getting like a sense of stability, like almost like a pentacles, but it's so it's like you have that pentacles with you too, but you also have this fiery, but I feel like he's hesitating. I just feel like he's hesitating. He's just looking from afar and he's hesitating, even though you have this light of success and stuff behind you. You have this, I'm like thinking like it's almost feeling like almost Jupiter like energies. Okay, so let's go one more though. One more type. One more card for Victor. What's this last part? It's the last part of the message that Spirit would like to tell him. Yep, right there. Okay. So we got the Three of Cups as your last card. Okay, so this has to do with social gatherings. Okay, and getting together and having a good time and allowing yourself to have a good time. It's literally social events, conferences, things like of that nature. Work party, I can even say something like that. Get together with the family. Either way, they want you to go enjoy yourself. It's almost like, okay, so what I'm seeing is just like he's too busy focused on something that he's seeing in his sights to even be paying attention to this social gathering of sorts. But don't ignore that. Don't ignore this opportunity. Okay, because it can bring fulfillment and happiness. Trying to think. I'm like, could it just be that you're waiting to go to this conference? Like, I'm wondering. But I feel like there's something else too, that it's just like maybe you aren't thinking enough about it yet or something, but they do want you to know, like, you have success shining on you. I mean, you got the sun behind you when it comes to this. I think if I was you, I would really look forward to whatever is coming your way when it comes to getting together with people and enjoying yourself. Okay. So I hope that helped, Victor. I hope that helped. I hope I didn't just like make things more confusing for you, considering the collective pull, right? Okay, where is it? Okay. Oh, wait, someone got something to add here. Hold on. Oh, you were love reading too. Okay. All right. Oh, that's right. If you're a Leo sun. Okay. Oh, we have a partial solar eclipse tomorrow. I should be done with that. All right, we'll do one for Geraldine, and then we'll head on out. So Geraldine's going to be the last one. I'm happy to do one more. Happy to. I like being able to have someone else to pull for besides just myself at times, Yeah, get to come here and practice. Yeah. Yep. Oh, cut my veins. For Geraldine. Okay. I've actually been thinking about you on and off a lot, Geraldine, about the last time I read for you and what I felt. I've been thinking about you. In fact, I tapped into it. And they were showing me that it is funny. We're talking about Faraday cages and stuff earlier. They were showing me, they're telling me that little calf thing that I was feeling earlier is actually from EMF waves. They were saying it was like EMF fog. And they were telling me and showing me that actually over in the UK and stuff like that, the weather does not help when it comes to kind of blanketing you guys in with this frequency. Like, is what they were kind of showing me. Like, there's this, like, they got the whole country covered in it, and it kind of messes with people this way. So let's do a reading for Geraldine. Okay. All right. Nope, we're good. Okay, for Geraldine. Just spirit what to tell Geraldine. Oh, shit. Okay. 2 cards came out at once, and I grabbed them in a way that I had to grab both of them. So we got the World and the Tower. Okay. So let's go with the World first. Something's going on. These are actually, well, they're combined together. So something is going on in your world where there needs to be some restructuring. There needs to be a little bit of restructuring, and it might not feel great having this happen, because it's like basically the divine Zeus's lightning bolt is coming down for you, and it's about to knock your belief system on its side. Anything that isn't built on a stable foundation, it needs to be brought down. And with the World card here behind you, it's almost like I'm wondering if it's you looking outside of yourself and you're seeing like the world, so to speak, kind of have its like it's completely needing its foundation completely needing to be rooted up and redone. Okay, but the World card also, it shows you your reflection. It's a big giant mirror. So what it is you're focusing on, okay, like remember, this is what it's going to show you more of. So if you're focusing on these, like let's say you're having these loving experiences, right, and you're focusing on that, it's just going to keep bringing you more and more and more, right? Well, if you have the same with the negative, and it's making your perspective have a lens that is not as, let's say it's like almost like a darker lens, you know what I'm saying, looking at the world. Okay. Like it's also an opportunity. The world's also an opportunity to manifest something big. Okay. And I'm going to say, if that's the case, if you're trying to change something really big, just be aware, like the amount, okay, like it's like everything tries to stay in the, like a river, right? It tries to stay going in its one course. It's going to fight having to go into another direction. All right. So it's like the more you try to push, like change your life, let's so to speak, like and push it off into this new direction, the more resistance you're going to get, the more is going to have to change as a result, trying to put it the best way, in a way that energetically I can feel it. I'm trying to word this properly. Okay, so it's like the more change you want to make, just realize like it's going to require more of that destruction. It's going to require more of you pulling down that foundation and really rebuilding your belief system. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's pull the other two cards. So tell us more about this for Geraldine. Tell us more about this for Geraldine. What else does Spirit want to tell her? Okay. Wow, we got a return. You got 3 major arcana cards here right off the bat. This is really heavy energies. Truth is being shown upon you here. Okay, like you are being shown everything that you need to know in order to do this work, in order for this tower moment to happen and to be successful in its true purpose, which is to shake things up so that way you can become a stronger, more solid person in knowing who you are and your mission. Okay, so you got the Sun's abundance here helping you with this. Telling me like, don't be afraid to use the sun. It's like, I think you kind of need to burn some people sometimes when you use the sun. Like you have some truth to give, and it's like, let them have it, so to speak. Let them have it. Don't hold back. I'm feeling like, I don't know, like Ark of the Covenant style, like just let them fucking have it. Okay. Let's go to the last card though. Let's see what the last part of the reading will be for Geraldine. It's the last part. Yeah, I know we got 3 cards already, but we're pulling one more. That's the last part of the message here for Geraldine. Whoop. This is going to lead to a new timeline. Whatever it is that you're working so hard to get to, it's going to happen. Okay, so we got this shift going on here when it comes to self-expression. A rebirth of some of sorts. Yes, siree. We got these white roses of innocence. So it's like the way you choose to share yourself with people is going to change. It's going to significantly change. Like maybe, I don't know. I don't know if you have like I know I've struggled with this. I don't know if you have like a people pleasing thing in you at all or whatever. Like you hold back from maybe letting people really like you want to be nice. You know what I'm saying? It's like you want to help try and get your way, but you also don't want to be really bold, possibly, or direct with people in like an aggressive fashion or so. But I'm telling you, I feel like it's time to let them all have it, and it's time to communicate in a new and more powerful way. And I think it's going to do you a world of good. And I think that it's going to help you rebuild your belief system in yourself and what you're really capable of manifesting. Because the World card is about creating something. Okay? Creating a new life for yourself, so to speak. And maybe some people have been a hindrance to you on that. and you haven't really been vocal and spoke up about it. It's time to. It's time to. Okay, like you have the universe support at your back. It might not be easy, but it'll be right. It'll be just. Okay. All right, I hope that helps, Geraldine. I hear my phone going off like crazy. Interesting. I'm like, what am I getting all these messages about? Okay. All right. I hope that helped. Oh, look at my hair dried by the time we were done with the stream. That's nice. Oh, it's because I took my shower too late. Okay. Anyway, I hope this was an interesting topics here I had brought up to you guys tonight. If you have anything, any questions or comments, yeah, beep boop. If you have any questions or comments, or you would like a reading from me, you can email me at auroradiamondheart@gmail.com. Okay, or just leave a comment below, and I can get a hold of where I can get a hold of you at. Okay, and just comment on any of the subjects that I talked about if you find it interesting. That way, it'll help me gather more information that I need to from my experiences. Oh, thank you, White Swan. That means a lot to me. Really. Okay. Happy to see you here. Yeah. Oh, now I feel great. Anyway, I'll do my best to be back here next week. I really do want to do this once a week. I really always aim for once a week. You know, we got 2 more parts to my freaking story already. Who knows if I can't get it all out and might even turn to a 3rd part. I'm trying to come on, because I can see now when I release these things, as I've gone through, it's like we're making room for the newer stuff. You know, so now I have newer stories that I'm living inside me, and it's great. And it's wonderful. I'm so excited for it. It's like completely new experience. Because remember, I'm a woman now. All right, guys. I love you guys. Mwah. Take it easy and have a good night. And I will see you next week. And like I said, leave me a comment if you have any questions or you just want to share something with me. You know, I found the place where I need to go to now to make sure I get all of my comments. YouTube Studio. So I will see it. And I love you. Hit the thumbs up. Bye-bye.